Hello, this is Ed Eubanks of Midwest Wind Products, and in this video we're going to show you how to build a rotation arrestor. And what this does is limits how far your turbine will spin, and it keeps your wires from winding up. Now if you use slip rings, you don't need this, but slip rings are expensive. A good set of them will cost over $400. And that's as much as our single armature complete wind generator kit costs. So we like to keep things simple and don't use them. You can attach good quality plugs to the end of the leads to make it simple to run your leads down. You can use a good quality extension cord and cut the male end off and plug this into the female end. And that works very well for your leads coming down your tower. Makes it easy to maintain. To keep your wires from winding up, this device we build is just a 20-inch piece of 1/8-inch galvanized aircraft cable, 2 1/8-inch cable clips, and a piece of 3/16 neoprene tubing for an insulator. The other element is a 2-inch hose clamp, and you can buy all this for about $5 to $6. Just about any good hardware store will cut the cable to length for you and cut the tubing to length. If not, if you go someplace like Menards or Home Depot, you can buy a package of it for just a few dollars, and then you've got a little bit of inventory. The cable clips, I bought these at a Menards, and they were only 98 cents for a 2-pack. Now how this works is you line your turbine up in the direction of your prevailing wind, and here in Illinois it's prevailing westerlies. So I would want to face this into the wind and then have my bottom loop on the same side facing the wind. And you just make a loop big enough in your cable and tighten these clips up that it will go through this 2-inch cable clip, and the top end of it goes around your bottom tie rod bolt. And how this works, the way you adjust it is you set it up facing your prevailing wind, and then you spin it 180 degrees. And you don't really want your turbine to travel any farther than 180 degrees. That way it'll never wind up and get stuck. If your wind's the opposite direction of your prevailing westerlies, that's as far as it will go. And when the wind shifts back around, this unit will turn back around. So to adjust it, you turn it 180 and then slide your hose clamp down your pipe until it's good and tight, and tighten it up. And then test it. You may have to turn it back a little bit and slide it down a little bit farther till you get it to stop at about that 180. Now I can go past it a little bit. That's not going to hurt anything, but you don't want to go going past very far. And that will keep your lead wires from winding up and control how far that turbine spins. That's all there is to it. That's pretty simple. That way you don't have to spend over $400 on a good set of slip rings. And slip rings are just another thing that needs to be maintained when you're up in the air. Once again, you can add good quality plugs to the end of your leads and use a quality extension cord for your leads down your tower. We used to sell them with these plugs already on, but we don't do that anymore in spite of all the disclaimers telling people not to do it. Someone tried to plug it directly into the grid because it had this plug on it. So the insurance company advised us not to sell them that way anymore, and we don't. This is a older model that still had the plugs on it. In fact, this model has been up on my roof for 2 years. I brought it down now because we had a storm come through with 70-mile-an-hour winds and it damaged my blades, so I needed to replace the blades. So I just took the whole thing down, wanted to look it over. Everything's in good shape. Everything still functions perfectly. So it's been good and dependable for me for 2 years, and it survived storms with 60-mile-an-hour gusts. It took 70-mile-an-hour gusts to take out my blades. Thank you very much. We have written instructions on our web page along with a lot of other good information. Thank you for your time.